Hi everyone, my name is Owen Magabinawo and welcome to HYVA, HYVA, which is Hire Your Virtual Assistant. And today on the show I have a cool tool review. And what that is every now and then I go out there looking for a tool that runs primarily on the internet, basically a cloud-based tool that entrepreneurs can use to basically solve a specific problem in their business. And I know that, you might be running into a situation where, you're trying to find a way to actually schedule your meetings that you have with people, that it's all done where it's more efficient and done a lot easier and via the internet. There are a lot of tools out there, but a lot of them have, a lot of issues that come with it. And somehow I stumbled across a tool that I think, really gets the job done, and it's so easy to schedule meetings. And I felt, let me go out there and get a hold of the CEO to come on the show and explain what this tool is about, and hopefully you can see the value in the tool and start using it yourself. So today I have Mark Gingras from Tungle Me to come on the show. So I look forward to talking to you after the interview. Thank you. So hi everyone, today I have Mark Gingras from Tungle Me to come on the show, because on this show we're all about trying to figure out ways in which the entrepreneur, the small business owner, can basically conduct their business more smartly and get things done, basically run their business in the cloud. And every now and then I come across a tool that I think that will be useful for my audience to make use of, and hence I got Mark on the show. So Mark, go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience and let's get started from there.
Sounds good. So my name is Mark, and really thank you for allowing me to be on the show. It's really appreciated. So we're a company based in Montreal, Canada, and our objective is to help business people meet. It's as simple that you have meetings with people inside and outside your office. Typically what you do is you'll go through a bunch of emails back and forth, ping pongs. Are you available? No, I'm not available. And then if you're trying to get a meeting with 2, 3, 4, 10 people, it gets exponentially complicated. So that's the problem that we solve really at Tungle.
Okay, so basically you created an online tool that allows people to share their meeting times and availability and do it all through the internet, right?
Exactly. And the idea actually came. So I started the company in 2006, and the idea came when I was involved with other companies like startups, and we were growing to about, let's say, 10 people, 12 people in the company, and then it became a pain to start scheduling meetings between ourselves. And so what we would do at the time is we would look around, we searched the web, we called around, and really the only solution at the time that was available was Outlook with Exchange.
Okay.
And that cost like $500 per person. So when we were looking at that, that's expensive for a small business when you think about it. 8 people, 500, that's $4,000. Plus, you needed to have someone that knew how to install it. You needed to have someone that could maintain it and the servers and all that stuff, and it was pretty complicated. So when I was looking at starting a company, I said, well, that's a problem that needs to be solved. And even digging a bit deeper, realized that at the end of the day, people, these exchange servers existed. At the end of the day, really only help calendar sharing, and also within one company. So if you work for company A and you want to schedule a meeting with someone in company B, there was really nothing there that you could really use.
Okay.
So with that, I said, you know what, the bigger problem actually is trying to schedule meetings with people outside your company. And you do that across time zone, and then I might be using a calendar and you may be using a different calendar, and we're all using different calendar systems, and none of them are working together. And even then, even if we could theoretically share calendars with each other, it doesn't solve the problem, because maybe in my calendar I'm busy, but if you called me and said, well, you know what, you may be busy, but I really want to meet you, I'll make time for you. And maybe I'm actually free in my calendar, and I don't want to meet anybody because it's my free time and I need to do some work or whatever it is. And so calendar sharing doesn't solve that. So that, we really tried to figure out over the past 4 years build a web service, like you mentioned, to actually solve the problem. So the web service is actually on tungle.me. It's a free service. And we'll get into how it works. But at the end of the day, we launched in May of 2009. Since then, we've grown about 20 to 30% every month in terms of our user base. We have users in 20% of the Fortune 100. We have 700 universities using us. We have a lot of small businesses, like in the hundreds of thousands of small businesses using us every day.
Oh, okay. I want to just walk back to the point of, where you determined that there was a need for the product, because, every small business owner, they have a point where they have something that they want to put out there on the market. I was trying to figure out, okay, what steps did you take to figure out there is a confirmed need for the service you're about to provide?
Well, first of all, it was my own experience.
Yeah.
That is like the foundation, right? I felt the pain. Then I actually worked as an investor between my startups and so on, where I was investing in companies, and there was a huge pain there. Then I started to look around. When I knew that there was a pain, I said, okay, what are the different solutions out there? And so I looked around, and what I realized was that there's over 500 million people using electronic calendars today. 500, half a billion people using electronic calendars today. And none of them, because I did a lot of research and tried to figure out what was the issue, none of them have a solution to schedule meetings with people, easily schedule meetings with people outside the office. What do people do today? They either pick up the phone, and if you're trying to get 2, 3, 4 people together, it's a pain, or they send an email.
Yeah.
That's the solution that people use today. So when you look at who's our competition, it's actually emails and phone calls. And so there had to be a better way to do that, and that's how we. That's why I started the company around this.
Oh yeah, I mean the tool itself is fascinating, because one can actually basically open your availability to everybody. They get to see and pick and choose the times based on. I'm sure the owner of the calendar that's using your tool basically sets the availability. So, and then people who want to schedule meetings with them can essentially choose what times that within the free time the person already set that they want to meet with them.
Exactly. I don't know. Should we show it now quickly, or do you want to do it only at the end?
Go ahead. Let's go ahead. I really want to see the walkthrough of the tool, because it's exciting.
Okay. So let me share my desktop here. So you see my desktop. Perfect. So so the way it works is when you go to tungle.me and you get yourself a free account. Every user that gets a free account gets to pick their own URL. And since I was one of the first ones to pick, I picked Mark, right?
Yeah.
So everybody gets their own. So it's personalized to whatever name that you want to give it.
Okay.
Okay? Now what you do, once you get your URL, you go and you customize your page. So this is my own scheduling page here. And so you get to put your picture, your title if you want to. I put my website. You can put your phone number. You can put, your fax number, whatever you want there. You can also put links to different social networks that you may be using, LinkedIn, Facebook, and all that stuff. So you can put links to all that. So once you kind of customize this, what you do, and this is kind of the cool part here, as you can see, you don't see the detail of what I'm doing, right? Really, you only see my available time. And the way it worked is I set the time that I wanted to make myself available for meetings. So for example, you can work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, or you can say, you know what, Monday mornings you never want meetings, so you take your Monday mornings off. Friday afternoons you don't want meetings. Maybe you only want meetings in the afternoon, and maybe you only want meetings on Wednesday. Whatever you want to do, you create kind of your template, and you set the parameters of when you want to make yourself available for meetings.
Okay.
Right? Then what you do, and that's, took us 3 years to get it and make it work, is whatever calendar application you're using, you can then sync it with Tungle. So maybe you're an Outlook user, with or without Exchange. Maybe you're using Google Calendar. Maybe you're using iCal. Maybe you're using Entourage. Maybe you're using Notes. Maybe you're using your BlackBerry calendar. Whichever calendar you're using, You then sync it with Tungle. And what it does, it automatically takes out the times that you're busy.
Okay.
So you see these empty spots here where I'm not available? It's because actually in my calendar, I have stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So what happens is people come to this page and it's real-time synchronized. So as soon as you add something in your calendar, whether it's Outlook, Google, or whatever, it automatically updates this page. It doesn't show what you're doing. It just takes out the time that you're available. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. So it doesn't show the details of what you already have on your calendar. It just shows the blank. That's good. Privacy, I guess.
Exactly. Now, there is a possibility to show some stuff. Like if you want, like for example, I'm going to be in Vancouver next week at a conference.
Yep.
And I decided to make that public. So I wanted people to know that I'm in Vancouver. Right?
Yeah.
So if let's say you're going to a conference or you're going somewhere and you want people to know that you're going there, you can decide to make that event public so that people can see it. But generally, you don't show anything.
Okay.
Okay? Now, what happens now when people wants to meet with me, instead of sending them an email and saying, okay, and looking at my calendar, say, okay, how about Friday at 2 or Thursday at 3, and then doing all this stuff, and then
the back and forth.
And then they say that doesn't work, and then, you know, all that fun stuff. Instead, what I do, I just say, perfect, go to tungle.me/mark.
Okay.
Okay? So now people get to this page, and then they can see the times I'm available. Now, we do a few cool things here. First, if the person comes to this page and they're on a different time zone, maybe they're on the West Coast, maybe they're in Europe, maybe they're somewhere else. Well, this page will automatically show we will automatically show them this page on their time zone.
Oh, so it's going to show them their own time zone so they know. That's awesome. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's done all automatic for you. You don't need to configure it or anything. If I would send you an invitation and you're on the West Coast, or if I sent you to this page and you're on the West Coast, you're going to actually see it on your time zone.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then the other thing is that the people that come to this page that want to schedule a meeting with you, they never have to sign up to Tungle. Okay?
They don't have to be members. They just go onto your link and then start using your link without being a member or exchanging any kind of information, right?
Exactly. Nice. And that's important because you don't want to be imposing something for them to register and all that stuff, right? You just want them to easily schedule a meeting with you.
Yeah, the ease of use, yes.
That's exactly right. So now when someone wants to meet with me, what they do is they click on Organize a Meeting with Mark. They can put the subject, let's say, talk about Tungle. They can then also do a location. So we do a little Google mashup here. So let's say I wanted to meet at a Starbucks in Laurel, USA, for example.
Yeah.
So that gives me a few choices. Right? I can pick one. I can enter a message if I want. I say how long I want to meet with you. Right?
Yeah.
And then here I put the list of participants, but I'll go directly to the next step here, which is kind of cool, is that it's not because I'm available here at 9 o'clock that you should be able to book it right there. What we do is that the person that's visiting my page that wants to meet with me can then say, Mark, I know you're free there, but here are all the times that I'm willing to meet with you.
Oh, so it's kind of like a negotiation can start.
Exactly. And so they're not imposing anything, and I won't go through this whole process because it might, but the point is when they click on send, like propose times, and then they will send it, what's going to happen is I will receive an email saying, for example, Bob wants to meet with you, Mark. Here are all the times that he's proposed. Pick the one that's most convenient for you. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to see that he proposed Wednesday from this time to that time and so on. And I'll pick the one that I like. Automatically what it does, it puts it in my calendar and puts it in, he gets an email confirmation that says, okay, Mark picked, for example, Friday at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And he can automatically add it to his calendar.